Hi everyone, it's Kevin, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna make a diorama of Alien the movie. I'm gonna 3D print the xenomorph from Pretty Obsession on my mini factory. I'm gonna try to make a small corridor, a part of one of the alley in the spaceships. So I'm gonna get some reference online. I'm gonna try to find a lot of pieces around. I'm just gonna browse the web and try to find some sci-fi piece. I'm gonna kit bash everything and try to make it happen, so let's go. Okay, so first I took a piece of cardboard that I had and I'm cutting the corridor the size that I want. I'm bending the shape to have everything the way I want it. It's in two pieces and they're gonna come together after. So here, as you can see in Tinkercad, I've reproduced the shape of it at the same scale. And now I can basically start to model everything in Tinkercad, make sure all my scale is right. So here I'm doing the floor and the grills, some pipe on the side, and I'm just starting to kind of kit bash everything around. After a while I went online, I downloaded a bunch of sci-fi stuff, beats, everything that I could find, like some light for example, or some pipes. So I just import everything that I want. Again, I just scale up and down. I move around the stuff and then I've just put it inside the corridor. And after a while, long hours of just moving stuff around, I was happy with what I had. I had some pipe around, some kind of valve, radiator, and on my grills, I have a ladder on the back as well. So I'm gonna prepare everything to print. So I'm just gonna cut down my stuff, then I'm just gonna support everything and start printing. Okay, so after messing around a lot in Tinkercad online, trying to find all my pieces and mix everything together, this took me a long time. After that I had to print all my pieces. Now I'm gonna have to mount everything in together and make sure the whole thing works. For my frame I have two pieces of cardboard here that I've bent and cut. They're gonna be my walls and floor and ceiling. I'm gonna do my best to make sure this thing doesn't move around later on. I might add some support later on at the back or on the side. I'm gonna have to check it. Here I have my xenomorph. I reprinted this one. The first one was a bit smaller. I didn't like the scale. Even this one might be a bit small for what you want, but I want still the effect of the alien be kind of blending inside the pipe and everything in the corridor. So I'm gonna see how it goes with this one. And then I have all the tiny pieces, all the panel going around the module, and so pipes, some kind of computer, some grills and stuff like this. So I'm gonna do my best to really blend together, make it it's belong in some kind of spaceship. And then for the painting process, everything will be really dark, a lot of washes, dry brushing I think, so I'm not gonna have too much of a hard time painting I think, so it's gonna be okay. I'm still gonna try to give some interest on it, so let's go and see what happens. Okay, so what I did first, I took some metallic paint and black paint and I'm just gonna put some metal around in some part of all the pieces that I got. So I'm just toning down the metal because I don't want everything shiny. I want the darkness really to stay that way. So I'm just painting around some of it. Later on I'm doing some detail with some different colors. So here it's a copper and I'm doing the radiator, some part of the tubing. I'm still trying to stay a bit darker. This one is not as dark as the normal metal, but I still use black paint in it. And for the rest, the kind of not bare metal, everything was still black and I'm just tippling around some lighter gray, a bit bluish. So I just want to add some texture and a bit of light on it. That's why I'm just tippling around. And I'm gonna go with some different color. I think a little bit of a lighter gray and then a bit of a darker one, some brown as well. I'm doing the same here on the cardboard. Even if everything is going to be covered, you're still going to be able to see some parts, so I want everything to have some texture. here I'm back with a lighter gray again. I'm trying to emphasize on the edge. Here I'm just using some foam and trying to add some texture with some brown paint. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just go with the flow and see how it looks after. Here I'm doing some edge highlighting, so I'm just using like a normal gray and going around really quickly. I'm still doing some detail now. So there is a lot of those kind of meters, like pressure meters and stuff. So using some black, some white, and then doing the small arrows in red. And I'm adding some color here, really subtle. Like I said, I don't want everything to be weird and pop out. And after all of this, time to wash the whole thing. So I put down a bunch of black wash and I'm just going ham over all the pieces. And after the wash, everything was toned down, which is great, that's what I wanted, but then I decided to go back with some really bright highlight. So I'm almost white here, and I'm doing some really rough edge highlighting in some places. Everything is gonna be enclosed inside the frame here, so I want the highlight to be really bright and pop out from here. So that's why I choose some kind of bright white. And right now it's time to glue everything in place. I started to tape my two pieces of cardboard. As you see here, I still want some movement and I want to adjust the way it's gonna be after. The beam here, they're a bit annoying the way they're cut, but I'm kind of planning on those ones to help me make the thing stable. I realized it was not enough, so I'm taking some plastic, like a sheet of plastic that I had, and I'm cutting a back frame here. And I've just did some detail on the frame, and now I'm gonna adjust everything on top of it. Now I'm on the xenomorph. I'm just dry brushing over. It's the best way for this kind of monster. Really easy to get just the detail popping out. And on the head, everything is a bit like it's glossy, so I'm just gonna gloss after, but there is some kind of weird shape going around, so I'm using some really like diluted paint. I'm just trying to give some pattern on the head, even if you're not really gonna see it too much. Here I'm trying to use some wash to have some different tint. I'm using blue on the back, kind of the back side of the alien, and then a bit of green on the front. Now I'm just applying gloss varnish on the head and some part of the recess. I don't want to gloss varnish the whole model. If everything is glossy, it's gonna be weird. But the head is the main part, and then some like kind of recess are gonna be good, I think. So that's what I done. Time to glue on top. I decided to have the end sticking out, and my thought was like, okay, if I heat up the fingers, I'm gonna be able to bend everything. And I was able to bend it, but I've pushed too much, and I think it was like too hard of an angle. So I was like, okay, let's break it, assemble again, and then I'm just gonna retouch the whole thing. And that's it, I'm finished with the diorama. So this one is pretty cool. I went freestyle. I had some idea about making the corridor and having the xenomorph inside, and I just built upon it and tried to make it work. The outside is still a bit rough. I didn't try to box in everything and make it super clean. I'm fine with it for now. I can always modify later if I want. And it's not like the classic diorama, it's more like one of those bookshelf thingy. A lot of people are making them on YouTube, so I guess in the end that's what I've done. And yeah, I don't have a bookshelf to put it on, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put it somewhere for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.